All right, it's day 14, pretty much 2 weeks in, so I want to give you an update on a few things tonight. Firstly, I'm feeling pretty good. Don't really, don't really feel that I'm missing too much. Definitely, one of the biggest things that I've noticed is that I've got a lot more mental energy. So I'll be at work, like I said, 2 in the afternoon, 3 in the afternoon, and I'd really struggle, and I'd want a coffee or sugar or something just to get me through. And for the past, week and a bit, really, haven't had a coffee in the afternoon. Drinking tea at work, green tea or lemon and ginger tea, but both of those better than coffee. And I just feel like I'm getting a bit more done at work. Definitely just a lot more clear-headed in the afternoon, which is really good. And even when I come home at night, I just still very mentally able to focus compared to what I was doing last year, which was really coming home and it didn't matter what time. I would really struggle because I'd just be exhausted physically and mentally. So less mental exhaustion, I guess, which is pretty neat. And a lot of starch, a lot of carbs that is giving me a lot of the glucose that your brain needs. So your brain's about 2.5% of mass in the body, but uses about 20% of the fuel that we put in. So it makes sense, I suppose, putting in more fuel, getting better performance out of my own brain, which is pretty neat. So big plus. One of the things I'm struggling with at the moment is breakfasts. Being used to obviously things like bacon and eggs, and a hot cooked breakfast is something that I haven't had in the last 2 weeks. And partly because, to be honest, I haven't really looked for anything to do in that sort of space. So if someone has a recipe or an idea for me, that'd be great. It can't be too complex or take too long to prepare because I don't have that much time in the mornings, but something that I could buy even and just throw on, as simple as cooking bacon and eggs, that'd be great. Breakfast usually consists of muesli, almond milk, coffee obviously, or green smoothie, or bread, toast, that sort of thing. But yeah, hot cooked breakfast, I'd really love to see what everyone else is doing in that for that time. So you got something, please send it through. A question, I suppose, for a lot of people that are watching, if you're off dairy and you're drinking a milk product, currently I've got almond milk, and we did try obviously the almond with coconut, which wasn't very great, especially in coffee. But contemplating soy milk. I haven't had soy milk in ages, but it does. From what I remember from drinking it last, it's not bad. It's not bad either. So I might give it a try, but if you got a preference, let me know. Soy milk versus almond milk. Both of them good alternatives. So we'll see. I might give it a try and then see where we go. One of the things I've noticed, and tomorrow we'll do a bit of a sleep analysis again for the week. But one of the things I've noticed is I'm getting a little bit less sleep, and it doesn't really seem to be affecting me negatively, apart from the days where I just get too little. And I guess one of the points I want to make is, regardless of what we're eating and how well we're eating, we still need to sleep properly. And if we don't, we can't expect to not suffer the effects of that. So I'm trying to concentrate on sleeping a bit better. If I know I've got an early start, getting to bed at a reasonable time and that sort of thing. But just keep that in mind. It's obviously the fuel we're putting in, the food that we're eating, has an impact on how much energy that we have. But if we're not sleeping right, then it doesn't matter. But tomorrow, like I said, we'll do a bit of an analysis on the last week of sleep, Overall, I think the average amount of time I'm sleeping has gone down, which is kind of cool. If you remember from last week, it was one of the things that I wanted to look at was sleeping less, so really it frees up time in the day to do more stuff. And one of the things I haven't really talked about or mentioned at all is weight loss. It wasn't a goal. It wasn't a goal of mine to lose weight by changing the diet. I always said if it was a byproduct and I happened to lose weight, then that's fine. When I came back from New Zealand, which was the 17th of January, so literally just about a month ago, I was 84.5 kilos. And yesterday, or last night, I weighed myself and I was 80.6. So 3.9 kilos in 4 weeks. I only really changed the diet for the last 2 weeks, and the 2 weeks before that, I was cutting out the meat little by little, and I guess fixing the diet from 21 days on holidays where you just overeat and you just drink every day. So, is it having an impact? I think it has, and I guess 2 more weeks. We'll see what happens then, but like I said, I'm not losing weight is not a goal, but it seems to be initially, a byproduct of the food that I'm eating, and I think it's, I'm not counting calories, but I'm also not really portion controlling at all. I just eat what I feel comfortable eating, and it's all just starch and veggies, carbs and veggies pretty much. So. It's going to be interesting to see in the next 2 weeks if I continue to lose weight, because it's definitely on a focus. Exercise hasn't changed too much from last year, so basketball still Tuesday nights. Going to the gym at least once a week and hopefully 2, and then on the weekends if I get on the bike, then it's +2. So the amount of energy that I'm expending hasn't changed dramatically. Calorie wise, I couldn't say whether I'm eating more or less, but I'm definitely not paying attention to it and caring about it too much, and I eat enough to make me feel satisfied, and then that's it. So it's a plus, definitely. So if we can continue to lose weight, then awesome. I'll keep an eye on it, but like I said, it's not a goal, so it's a good byproduct. That's pretty much it today. Sorry about the long one, but a few days I missed, so I just want to give you an update. So tomorrow we'll have another look at the week of sleep, and we'll see how we go. So just so you guys know, I've been getting stuck into this book, The Star Solution, and man, some interesting reading. Some of the facts and figures in there are just. It goes against a lot of common knowledge that I've had in my head for years, and everyone wouldn't be the same. So if you're interested, just give it a go. I've had a few people ask me about it already, and I've directed them to it. So there is a YouTube video of the doctor that wrote it. It goes for about an hour, and it gives you a good understanding of what he talks about. But there's definitely a hell of a lot more in the book, obviously. So that's pretty much it for today, and we'll catch you tomorrow.